What if everything you've been told about money is backwards? What if wealth doesn't start in your bank account, but in your thoughts? Quiet, invisible, and often unnoticed. Most people spend their lives chasing wealth like it's something out there, just beyond reach. But the truth is, wealth begins long before any paycheck, investment, or business idea. It begins in the one place you've had access to all along, your mind. Right now, you might feel stuck, like no matter how hard you work, it never seems to be enough. You look at others who seem to attract money effortlessly and wonder, what are they doing that I'm not? But it's not about luck. It's not about privilege. It's not even about intelligence. It's about alignment. It's about the way they think, the energy they give off, and the beliefs they carry deep inside. If you've ever felt like there's something invisible holding you back, you're not imagining it. It's your mindset, quietly shaping your world in every moment. We are all born with unlimited potential, but from the moment we enter the world, we're fed ideas about money, what it is, who deserves it, how hard it is to earn. These beliefs settle in like background music, playing in the back of our minds until they become our truth. And once a belief is accepted, the mind goes to work proving it right. If you believe you're not meant to be wealthy, you'll find 1,000 reasons to stay small. But here's the shift. When you change your inner world, the outer world begins to follow. Your mind is the command center of your life. It filters what you notice, how you react, and what you believe is possible. If you're constantly focused on lack, your mind will show you more lack. But if you begin to focus on abundance, even if it's just the possibility of it, your mind will start to scan for new ideas, new connections, and new doors you didn't see before. This isn't magic, it's focus. And focus changes everything. You're not here by accident. You're listening because something inside of you knows there's more. More freedom, more opportunity, more life. And that more isn't somewhere far away. It starts with one decision to take back control of your mind, to train it, shape it, command it, because a trained mind becomes a magnet for wealth. It begins to expect success. It begins to act in alignment with that success. And over time, that mindset becomes your reality. So stay with this, because by the time you reach the end, something inside you will have shifted. You'll see yourself differently, think differently, walk differently. And that shift is everything, because once you learn how to train your mind, you stop chasing wealth and start attracting it. This isn't just about money. This is about stepping into the life you were born for, the life where you stop surviving and start thriving. It all begins now with your mind. You've already felt it, the truth stirring beneath the surface, the awareness that your mind holds more power than you've been led to believe. But now it's time to face what's really been holding you back. Not the economy, not your job, not your past. The real barrier has been the silent program running in your mind, the one that whispers you can't, you're not enough, you'll never have more than this. These thoughts aren't facts, they're habits. And like any habit, they can be changed. You weren't born thinking small. You weren't born believing money is scarce or that success is reserved for someone else. Those beliefs were downloaded into you by family, by culture, by experiences that taught you to shrink instead of expand. They built a mental cage, invisible but powerful, shaping every decision you've made without you even realizing it. Every time you hesitated, played it safe, or talked yourself out of trying, that was the program running on autopilot. But now, you see it, and what you can see, you can change. Your brain isn't fixed. It's adaptable. Every thought you think, every belief you reinforce, creates or strengthens a pathway. Most people wake up and relive the same thoughts, feelings, and actions as the day before. That repetition builds a mental blueprint, one that keeps them stuck in the same financial reality. But when you interrupt that pattern, when you begin to feed your mind new beliefs, new images, new truths, you start to rewire the entire system. You're not stuck, you're patterned. And patterns can be rewritten. Start with awareness. Notice the thoughts you've accepted without question. I can't afford that. Money is hard to get. That's not for people like me. These thoughts aren't harmless. They are anchors, and they're keeping you from rising. Catch them, challenge them, replace them. Not once, but every single day. Because repetition is how the mind learns. Just like going to the gym reshapes your body, repetition reshapes your beliefs. The more you train your mind to think wealth, the more it will begin to expect it. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You don't need to know exactly how it will all happen. You just need to decide that you will no longer let old, broken beliefs control your future. You are not your past. You are not your parents' limitations. You are not your mistakes. You are the thinker of your thoughts, and you can choose new ones, ones that serve you, empower you, elevate you. This is your turning point, right here, right now. A new belief begins with a choice. Choose to believe that wealth is not only possible for you, it's already on its way. Your job is to become ready for it, and readiness begins in the mind. When you rise above scarcity, when you speak abundance into existence, you shift your entire life. Train your mind to believe in more, and more will come every single time. You cannot attract a life that contradicts the identity you hold deep inside. Your results will always rise or fall to meet the level of who you believe you are. That's why so many people work hard, set goals, even take action, but nothing changes. Because underneath it all, they're still carrying the same self-image, one that quietly says, I'm not the kind of person who succeeds. Until you rewrite that identity, you will always sabotage the very success you say you want, not because you're broken, but because your mind is loyal to the story you keep repeating about yourself. You become what you believe you are. If you see yourself as someone who always struggles, your thoughts, behaviors, and energy will mirror that. If you see yourself as someone who barely gets by, your subconscious will guide you to choices that keep you just surviving. But when you shift your identity, everything else begins to shift with it. You start showing up differently, speaking differently, making decisions from power instead of fear. You no longer act like someone hoping to succeed. You act like someone who already is. This transformation isn't about pretending. It's about remembering. You're not creating a false version of yourself. You're uncovering the version that was buried under years of doubt, fear, and conditioning. Somewhere inside you is the bold, confident, wealthy version of you that never stopped dreaming. That version already exists. You just have to give it permission to lead. The moment you start thinking, feeling, and acting like your highest self, the world begins to reflect it back. Start small. Begin with how you speak to yourself. Eliminate words that weaken you. Stop calling yourself broke. Stop labeling yourself with limits. Speak with authority. Walk with intention. Visualize your future as if it's already yours. Because when you show up as the person who belongs in that reality, you send a signal, not just to yourself, but to life itself. A signal that says, I am ready. Your subconscious mind doesn't respond to logic. It responds to identity, emotion, and repetition. The more you align your inner world with the reality you desire, the more your outer world will shift to match it. This is not wishful thinking. This is alignment. Your self-image is the thermostat of your life. You can want more. You can work harder. But until you raise that setting, you will always be pulled back to the level you believe is safe. Now is the time to upgrade that setting, to step fully into the identity of someone who creates wealth, who adds value, who is unapologetically abundant. Hold that vision. Live from that truth. Think like that person. Feel like that person. Act like that person. Because when your identity changes, your life cannot stay the same. You are not becoming someone else. You are finally becoming who you were meant to be. And wealth is drawn to that truth like a magnet. Every thought you allow is a seed. Plant enough of the same thought, and it becomes a belief. Nurture that belief with repetition and emotion, and it becomes your identity. Act from that identity long enough, and it creates your reality. This is how wealth is truly built, not just through action, but through alignment. Because when the thoughts in your mind, the emotions in your heart, and the actions you take are all in harmony, life begins to respond in ways that feel almost effortless. What once felt hard becomes natural. What once seemed far away begins to move toward you. You've been told to hustle harder, to grind longer, to push through. But real power doesn't come from force. It comes from clarity. It comes from certainty. When you train your mind to believe that abundance is your natural state, you stop chasing it. You attract it by who you are being. And that beingness starts with what you feed your mind, not just once, every single day. Because your dominant thoughts shape your dominant reality. You cannot expect wealth while constantly thinking in terms of lack. You cannot rise financially while emotionally living in fear. The frequency of abundance is calm, confident, and expansive. When your mind is trained to focus on opportunity instead of obstacles, you begin to notice chances that were always there, but previously invisible. You start moving with more intention, more courage, more purpose, and every choice you make from that state compounds. This is how momentum builds, quietly at first, then suddenly. Discipline your inner world. Be ruthless with doubt. Be intentional with what you allow into your mental space. Protect your vision from the noise of people who don't see what you see. Not everyone will understand your growth. Not everyone will believe what you believe. But this isn't about them. This is about you, your life, your freedom, your future. Every day you are either reinforcing your limitations or rewriting them. You don't need permission. You need commitment, a firm abundance, even before it shows up. Not because you're lying to yourself, but because you are leading your mind to higher ground. You're building a mental environment that welcomes success instead of fearing it. That expects money to flow instead of resisting it. Your outer reality is a mirror, not a mystery. Change what's reflected inside, and what appears outside must follow. This is the real work, and it's where most people stop, but not you. You are retraining your most powerful asset, your mind, and with it, you're reshaping your future. Every time you choose belief over doubt, focus over fear, vision over comfort, you take back control. And when your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are all working in your favor, you don't just attract wealth, you expand into it. You grow into a version of yourself that no longer fits the limits of your past. That version is already within you, and it's time to let it rise. You were never meant to live a life of scarcity. That feeling of hunger for more, that quiet ache in your chest, isn't greed. It's your soul remembering what's possible. It's your higher self pulling you forward, whispering that there's more waiting for you when you stop settling for less. The life of wealth, peace, and purpose you dream of isn't fantasy. It's alignment. It's not reserved for the lucky or the chosen. It's available to the focused, the committed, the awakened. And you are waking up now. The shift begins when you stop thinking of money as something outside of you and start seeing it as something that responds to who you are, not what you do. Who you are being when you carry shame around money, when you feel unworthy, when you doubt your ability to receive. That energy repels the very thing you want. But when you move with certainty, when you speak with belief, when you act like someone who already belongs in that abundant reality, you stop creating from fear and start creating from faith. This is not blind optimism. This is mental mastery. And it requires practice, daily, moment by moment. You must train your nervous system to feel safe in abundance, to feel calm in expansion, because many people unconsciously sabotage their success, not because they can't handle failure, but because they've never trained themselves to handle more. Their minds are addicted to stress, to scarcity, to struggle, and anything outside that feels unfamiliar, even if it's better. But unfamiliar doesn't mean wrong. Growth always feels uncomfortable at first. It stretches you, challenges the old identity. But you are not here to stay small. You are not here to survive cycles that keep you depleted. You are here to rise. And rising requires that you hold the vision of where you're going, even when your current reality doesn't yet reflect it. Especially then, because that's when most people quit. They look around, don't see results, and decide it's not working. But results always trail identity. The seed is planted long before the harvest shows. And just because you can't see the wealth yet doesn't mean it's not already being drawn to you. Your job is to keep showing up as the person who already has it, to think like them, speak like them, make decisions like them, because that energy held long enough will bend reality in your favor. Let go of the timeline, release the pressure. You don't have to force anything, just stay aligned, stay grounded, keep your mind focused on what you are creating, not on what you fear. This is the real test, not of your worth, but of your willingness. Will you keep believing even when there's no proof yet? Will you trust the process long enough to see the reward? If you do, wealth won't just visit your life. It will become part of who you are. Permanent, natural, inevitable. You are being prepared for more, even in moments when it feels like nothing is happening. The silence, the waiting, the unseen inner work, it all matters. Most people give up not because they're incapable, but because they misunderstand the process. They expect instant results from internal rewiring, forgetting that transformation always begins beneath the surface. You don't plant a seed today and dig it up tomorrow to see if it's growing. You water it, nourish it, and trust what's happening underground. That's what you're doing now with your mind. And soon your reality will catch up. You are not being tested, you are being strengthened. Every time you choose belief over fear, even when doubt whispers in your ear, you train your mind to become unshakable. That's what wealth requires. Not just external strategies, but an inner stability that doesn't collapse under pressure. When you can stay focused, stay grounded, and stay elevated in your energy, even when nothing around you seems to support it, that's when you become magnetic. That's when wealth starts finding you, not the other way around. Your energy speaks louder than words. It announces who you are long before you enter the room. When your mind is trained to expect abundance, your body begins to relax. Your decisions carry more confidence. Your presence becomes powerful. And people notice. Opportunities notice. Life notices. You don't need to chase when you radiate certainty. But that certainty isn't something you fake. It's something you build. Thought by thought. Action by action. Day by day. It's forged in the fire of your own commitment. You don't rise by waiting for the world to validate you. You rise by deciding you are enough. Right now, as you are. You stop negotiating your worth with people who can't see your vision. You stop waiting for external permission to start living like the person you were born to be. The world will catch up, but it has to follow your lead. And your lead must come from the inside out. That's the path of transformation. It doesn't ask for comfort. It demands courage. There will be moments when your old life tries to pull you back. Old habits, old voices, old beliefs, that's normal. But every time you choose to keep moving forward anyway, you weaken their grip. You prove to your subconscious that you are no longer available for less than your potential. And that proof becomes momentum. That momentum becomes change. And that change becomes the new standard for your life. Hold the vision. Speak the affirmation. Take the action. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because the mind you are training today is the foundation for the life you'll live tomorrow. And that life, the one with freedom, overflow, and peace, is not a fantasy. It is a reflection of who you are becoming. Keep going. Your future is listening. And it's about to answer. There is a version of you that already lives in complete alignment with abundance. That version doesn't second-guess every decision. That version doesn't operate from fear, or doubt their worth, or wait for the perfect time. That version sees the world differently, not through the lens of limits, but through the lens of possibility. And the truth is, that version is not somewhere far away. It's already inside you, waiting to be fully expressed. But you have to decide to lead with it. You have to choose to embody it before your circumstances catch up. The world outside will reflect the energy you lead with. If you lead with hesitation, life gives you delay. If you lead with fear, life gives you more to fear. But when you lead with certainty, when you move as if success is inevitable, the game changes. Because it's no longer about what happens to you. It's about what you're choosing to create. Your thoughts are not just background noise, they are instructions. And your reality listens. Every moment you spend dwelling in doubt is a moment you're building a life you don't want. But every moment you step into clarity, into confidence, into courage, you're writing a new script, a wealth-centered script, a power-centered life. You're not chasing wealth. You're remembering it's your birthright. You're not trying to become worthy. You're finally seeing that you always were. The blocks were never external. They were stories you absorbed from the world around you. Stories that told you to play small, to wait your turn, to keep your head down. But you're no longer available for those stories. You're no longer willing to let your mind recycle fear and call it logic. You've outgrown the version of you that thought survival was all there was. Now, you choose expansion. Now, you choose vision over circumstance. You choose growth over comfort. And as you do, you're not just changing your mindset, you're changing your frequency. You're aligning yourself with the level of life that once seemed out of reach. But now you see it for what it is, already yours, already calling you forward, already responding to your energy. Don't wait until everything makes sense. Don't wait until the fear disappears. Take the step now. Trust that your clarity will deepen with each action you take. The path to wealth isn't built by perfect plans. It's built by powerful decisions, deciding to stop playing small, deciding to hold the vision even when it shakes, deciding to become unavailable for anything that shrinks your spirit. That kind of decision carries weight. It shifts your posture. It commands a different reality. Every time you think a new thought, speak a new truth, or make a new choice that reflects your future rather than your past, you are transforming. And transformation, once truly chosen, is irreversible. Keep choosing it. Keep aligning with it, because the life you desire isn't just possible, it's already yours. Now it's time to live like it. You are no longer waiting for permission to rise. You've already outgrown the version of yourself that begged for approval, that dimmed your light to keep others comfortable, that hesitated every time you felt called to do more. That old self served a purpose, but its time is over. You are stepping into a new standard now, one defined by clarity, by strength, by the unapologetic decision to expand, not because you're chasing validation, but because staying small is no longer an option. Something inside you knows it's time. Wealth responds to identity. It doesn't follow your wishes. It mirrors your embodiment. If you want to experience more, you must become more, not more effort, more alignment, more focus, more belief. This is the hidden truth most people miss. They scramble for strategies, but never upgrade their sense of self. They act from the same energy of fear, hoping for a different outcome. But you are not here to repeat cycles. You are here to rewrite them. And it starts by deciding right now who you are becoming. Let your vision be louder than your excuses. Let your future speak louder than your fear. You've already seen what life looks like when you doubt yourself. You've already felt the weight of postponing your potential. That version of life, the one built on waiting, hesitating, shrinking, is not your truth. Your truth is expansion. Your truth is power. Your truth is the deep inner knowing that you were built for more, and not someday. Now, you don't need more time. You need more presence. You need more intention behind your actions, more meaning in your choices, more trust in your own voice. When your thoughts and actions begin to align with the identity of someone who expects wealth, who welcomes success, who feels safe receiving more, life bends. Not instantly, but inevitably, because the universe cannot deny a mind that's already decided, a mind that's already aligned, a mind that is no longer negotiating with fear. You don't grow by chance, you grow by choice. And this moment is one of those choices. The choice to stop replaying the old story. The choice to let go of the illusion that you must prove your worth. You don't need to earn abundance by suffering. You allow it by aligning. And that alignment begins by standing in the truth of who you are, powerful, intentional, worthy, and more than capable of creating a life that reflects your deepest desires. Hold this energy, breathe it in, let it settle into your nervous system, because the more familiar this feeling becomes, the more normal abundance becomes. You are not chasing a fantasy, you are remembering your power, you are taking the wheel, and as your identity shifts, your habits shift. As your thoughts expand, your reality expands. This is how wealth becomes your default, not through force, but through transformation. One thought, one decision, one aligned moment at a time. You are not broken. You do not need fixing. What you need is remembering. Remembering who you were before the doubt crept in, before the fear was taught to you, before the world convinced you to shrink to fit inside its limitations. You've spent enough time trying to be realistic. You've spent enough energy trying to play by rules that were never written for your freedom. Now it's time to rewrite the rules, not with arrogance, but with certainty. The kind that comes from knowing you were born to live in alignment with abundance, not scarcity, not struggle, not survival. Your mind is not your enemy. It only mirrors what you've been feeding it. If you tell it daily that things are hard, it will find evidence to prove you right. But if you train it to expect expansion, to normalize overflow, to feel safe in success, it will shift. Slowly at first, and all at once. This is not magic, it's mastery. The mind will follow the rhythm of your dominant thought. The body will respond to the emotion you dwell in most, and life will start to organize itself around your new frequency. The question is no longer whether you are capable. That was never in doubt. The question is whether you're willing to hold a new identity long enough for the results to meet you. Most people retreat back to what's familiar the moment progress feels slow. But comfort isn't a reward. It's a prison when it keeps you stuck. You were not designed to settle for patterns that numb your power. You were created to rise and rise again until your life feels like truth. Let your decisions reflect your vision, not your fear. Let your habits match the level of life you are calling in. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you expect. And expectations are not built from hope. They are built from repetition. Speak what you want daily. Feel it in your body. See it with clarity. And then act like it's already yours, because in many ways it is. The moment you become aligned with the energy of your desire, you become a magnet for the people, opportunities, and ideas that will carry it into form. It doesn't matter what your past looked like. It doesn't matter what others believe is possible for you. What matters is what you allow yourself to claim now. Are you brave enough to believe bigger? Are you strong enough to let go of the identity that only knew how to survive? Because the identity that knows how to thrive is waiting to be activated, and it begins with a decision. The decision to stop doubting, the decision to stop shrinking, the decision to meet yourself fully, without apology, without delay, without hesitation. This is how transformation begins, not with external permission, but with internal conviction. Choose it now, embody it fully, and watch everything change. Every thought you choose to entertain is a brick in the foundation of your future. The walls of your reality are built from the beliefs you carry deep inside. If those beliefs are rooted in lack, fear, or limitation, your life will mirror that. But if you cultivate beliefs of abundance, worthiness, and possibility, your world will shift to match. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about deliberate mental conditioning. You have the power to rewire your brain to serve your highest vision. And every moment you hesitate, every time you allow doubt to settle, you give the old story permission to stay alive. Your mind can be your greatest ally or your most relentless saboteur. The difference lies in where you place your attention. Attention is energy. It feeds what it focuses on. When you consistently focus on scarcity, your brain scans for evidence to prove it right, strengthening the neural pathways of limitation. When you focus on abundance, your brain rewires to notice new opportunities, to trust in expansion, and to act with confidence. This process is not passive, it demands discipline. It demands courage to redirect your thoughts when they drift toward fear. It demands persistence to keep your vision vivid even when the external world contradicts it. The transformation you seek is already happening beneath the surface. It may feel slow, uncomfortable, or invisible right now, but that is part of the process. Your nervous system is learning a new way to exist. You are breaking old patterns of scarcity thinking and installing new circuits of wealth consciousness. The discomfort you feel is growth stretching your limits, inviting you to claim more. Do not shrink from it. Lean into it. Allow the tension to remind you that you are on the edge of something greater. This is the space where change is born. You are the architect of your life. No one else holds the blueprint. The energy you emit, the beliefs you nurture, the habits you form, all these shape your reality. If you want to attract unlimited wealth, you must become the person who naturally attracts it. That person thinks differently, acts differently, and feels differently. The transformation is internal first and foremost. The external follows inevitably. Align your identity with the life you desire. Embody the mindset of abundance every day. Speak to yourself as someone who is worthy, capable, and deserving of wealth. You don't need to have it all figured out. You only need to commit to the process of becoming. The journey requires patience, self-compassion, and relentless focus. When you stumble, remind yourself that setbacks are simply feedback, not failure. When doubt creeps in, choose to return your attention to what you want, not what you fear. The most successful minds are those that refuse to be derailed by temporary discomfort. They understand that transformation is not linear and that perseverance is the secret ingredient. Every decision you make today sends ripples into your future. Choose thoughts that empower. Choose actions that elevate. Choose belief over fear, abundance over lack. This is how you train your mind to attract unlimited wealth. One choice at a time, one thought at a time, one moment at a time. The power to create the life you desire lives within you. Claim it fully. Live it boldly. Your future is waiting. The energy you carry is magnetic. It pulls people, opportunities, and resources toward you like a force of nature. But this energy is not random. It is the sum of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs working together in harmony or discord. When your inner world vibrates with confidence, gratitude, and expectation, the outer world responds with doors opening, ideas flowing, and abundance arriving. Yet when doubt, fear, and scarcity dominate, you will find yourself trapped in cycles that reinforce limitation. Understanding this power is not enough. You must consciously cultivate it every day with intention and care. Your mind is a garden. What you plant will grow. If you nurture weeds of worry, comparison, or negativity, they will take over, choking out every possibility. But if you water seeds of hope, belief, and purpose, you create fertile ground for abundance to thrive. This requires vigilance. Negative thoughts are subtle. They creep in, disguised as realism or caution. They whisper lies that delay your progress. But you have the strength to uproot them. You can choose what deserves your attention and what doesn't. This is the daily battle where wealth is won or lost, in the silent spaces between thoughts, in the choices you make when no one else is watching. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you have. It shifts your focus from lack to plenty, rewiring your brain to notice the gifts already present. When you cultivate gratitude, you train your mind to expect more reasons to be grateful. This expectation creates a positive feedback loop that fuels confidence and momentum. It's not about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to recognize the abundance that already exists as the foundation for what's to come. This simple practice alters your internal landscape and sets a new vibration that attracts wealth effortlessly. To attract unlimited wealth, your feelings must match your thoughts. It's not enough to think about success. You must feel it deeply, as if it's already here. This emotional alignment sends a powerful signal to your subconscious mind, which then shapes your actions and decisions. When your heart believes in your worth, your mind stops sabotaging you with fear. When your emotions are anchored in possibility, you naturally take bold, inspired steps. This is the language of transformation, when your feelings, thoughts, and actions sing the same song of abundance. You cannot control every external circumstance, but you can control your response. This is where true power lies. When setbacks arise, when fear knocks on your door, choose to respond with resilience and unwavering faith in your vision. Refuse to let temporary discomfort rewrite your story. You are building a new identity, one that is anchored in courage and perseverance. Each moment you choose this new identity, you strengthen the foundation for lasting wealth. This internal fortitude will carry you through challenges, making you unstoppable. Your mind is your greatest asset and your most valuable resource. Train it with patience, consistency, and unwavering commitment to your highest good. Feed it thoughts that serve your growth. Nurture feelings that support your dreams, and take actions that reflect your worthiness. This is how you become a magnet for unlimited wealth, not by chasing it desperately, but by embodying it fully. The power to transform your life is in your hands. Choose now to wield it with courage and clarity. Your destiny is ready. Your thoughts create your reality. Every belief you hold sends out a signal, attracting experiences that reflect that energy back to you. This is the invisible architecture of your life, the blueprint drawn by your mind. When you realize this, you begin to understand the immense power in your hands. The power to shape your future, to draw abundance, to magnetize wealth, is not somewhere outside of you. It is inside right now, waiting for your conscious direction. The choice to command your mind, to direct your thoughts, is the first and most crucial step toward unlimited wealth. It's natural for fear and doubt to arise when stepping into this power. These feelings are old patterns trying to keep you safe in familiar limitations. But safety and growth rarely live in the same space. True safety comes from mastering your mind, from cultivating confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes. When you confront fear and choose belief instead, you build neural pathways of courage. Over time, courage becomes your default setting. This rewiring is not instant, but with persistence, it becomes your new nature. This is where transformation happens, not in the absence of fear, but in the decision to move forward despite it. Abundance is not a destination, it is a mindset. It is a way of seeing the world through a lens of possibility rather than scarcity. When you embody this mindset, you stop competing with others for limited resources. Instead, you align with the flow of life's infinite supply. You start noticing opportunities where before you saw obstacles. You begin to expect good things, and this expectation calls them closer. Your brain becomes a radar for success, scanning your environment for ways to grow and prosper. This shift changes everything because your energy no longer fights against the current. It moves with it. Your emotions are the fuel for your thoughts. They give power and momentum to the beliefs you hold. If your emotions are stuck in lack or frustration, your mind struggles to generate empowering ideas. But when you cultivate feelings of gratitude, excitement, and worthiness, your thoughts become fertile ground for new possibilities. This is why emotional mastery is essential. You cannot control every circumstance, but you can control your emotional response. Training your emotions to support your vision is like fueling a powerful engine. It propels you forward with unstoppable force. Action is the final piece. Mindset alone cannot create wealth without aligned action. But action that flows from belief and emotional alignment is different. It is inspired, consistent, and confident. It does not depend on external validation or perfect conditions. It pushes through resistance because it knows the destination is worth the effort. When your mind is trained, your emotions are aligned, and your actions are intentional, you create a cycle of momentum that attracts wealth naturally. This is not a formula, it's a way of being. You are becoming someone who commands wealth with ease because you have taken control of your mind. You have refused to be limited by old fears and beliefs. This power is yours. Use it daily, fiercely, and without apology. Your future is shaped by what you think, feel, and do now. Choose wisely, choose abundance, choose transformation. Every moment you spend in doubt chips away at the future you are trying to build. Doubt is the enemy of progress, a shadow that dims the light of possibility. But you have the power to choose differently, to rise above the whispers of uncertainty and replace them with unwavering belief. This choice is not a one-time event, it is a daily practice, a commitment to feed your mind with thoughts that serve your highest vision, to anchor yourself in the feeling of success even before it arrives. This is how you train your mind to become a magnet for unlimited wealth. Your mind craves clarity. It resists confusion and indecision. When your goals are clear and your intentions strong, your brain naturally aligns to create pathways that lead you there. Clarity acts like a compass, guiding your energy and focus toward what matters most. Without it, your efforts scatter, energy dissipates, and progress stalls. Define your vision in vivid detail. Feel it as real and attainable. This sharp focus sends a powerful message to your subconscious that this is what you value and will pursue relentlessly. Clarity fuels determination, and determination transforms dreams into reality. Belief in yourself is the foundation of every success. Without belief, effort becomes exhausting, and obstacles seem insurmountable. But belief is not just blind faith, it is cultivated through repeated acts of courage and small victories. Each time you choose to act despite fear, you reinforce the belief that you are capable. This creates a ripple effect, strengthening your confidence and resilience. Over time, this deep-rooted belief rewires your brain to expect success, making it easier to attract and receive wealth. Your mind no longer questions your worthiness. It knows it is truth. The emotions you nurture are the language your subconscious understands best. When you immerse yourself in feelings of gratitude, joy, and abundance, you are sending a powerful signal that you are ready to receive more. These emotions open your heart and mind, allowing opportunities to flow freely. On the other hand, fear and scarcity tighten your energy, closing doors and blocking flow. Learning to consciously shift your emotional state is a critical skill in training your mind for wealth. It's not about pretending to feel positive all the time, but about choosing which emotions deserve your focus and which ones to release. Consistency is the secret ingredient that turns intention into reality. Your brain learns through repetition, and new habits form when you commit to daily practices that support your vision. This might be affirmations, visualization, or simply a moment of gratitude each day. These small, consistent actions build momentum, rewiring your neural pathways and embedding new beliefs deep within. The power of consistency lies in its ability to create lasting change, transforming fleeting inspiration into permanent mindset shifts that unlock unlimited wealth. You have everything you need inside you right now. The capacity to believe, to feel, and to act with intention is already within your grasp. The choice to harness this power belongs to you alone. When you decide to train your mind with discipline, clarity, and emotional alignment, you step into a new reality, one where wealth flows easily, courage is natural, limitation fades away. This transformation is waiting for you. Claim it fully. Live it boldly. Your mind is the key, and the door to unlimited wealth is wide open. Walk through it. Your mind is the command center of your reality. Every thought you entertain, every belief you reinforce, becomes the blueprint for your life's experiences. When you grasp this truth, you hold the power to transform not just your finances, but your entire existence. Wealth is not a matter of luck or chance. It is the natural outcome of a mind trained to focus, believe, and act with unwavering purpose. The key lies in understanding that your current reality is a reflection of your inner world. Change your inner world, and you change everything. Fear will always try to pull you back, whispering that you are not enough, that the risks are too great, that failure is inevitable. But fear is a false signal, a distortion created by your mind's survival instincts. It is not reality. The truth is, your capacity to grow and succeed far exceeds what fear allows you to believe. Each time you choose to confront fear, you build strength. You create new neural pathways that make courage your default setting. This process rewires your brain, shifting it from a place of limitation to a source of unlimited potential. Focus is your greatest ally. It determines where your energy flows and where your results appear. When your focus is scattered, your energy is diluted and progress stalls. But when you train your mind to concentrate fully on your vision, to immerse yourself in the details and emotions of success, you create a magnetic force that pulls opportunities toward you. This focused energy acts like a beacon, guiding your actions and attracting resources that align with your purpose. Focus sharpens your intentions, intensifies your drive, and fuels the momentum that leads to abundance. Emotional alignment amplifies the power of your thoughts. When your feelings are in harmony with your goals, your subconscious mind no longer resists. It begins to work in your favor, finding solutions, creating connections.